Yo, what's going on, guys? Ow. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Zane Allen, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to run Eternity Vault in Star Wars The Old Republic. I've gotten so many comments asking for the operations guides that I talked about in my last video, or my last video. So what I decided to do is I recorded some operations, I played some operations, and we're going to look at my gameplay. I'm going to talk you through it, and we are going to do this operation together. I'm going to teach you the mechanics, I'm going to tell you what you need to know, and hopefully this video will help you complete your first run of Eternity Vault. Thank you guys so much for your support on the last video. I'm sorry there hasn't been a video in a little while. I've been super sick, but now I'm feeling much better and I'm ready to make more content for you guys. The more complex videos are going out probably early next week. I just wanted to get this done for you guys real quick while I worked on those because I know that you guys have been asking for it. So without further ado, I'm not going to yap for too long. Let's jump right on into the gameplay. Alright, so here we are in game. We are about to start the first boss of Eternity Vault. This is the Annihilation Droid XRR3. Now, this boss is pretty easy. This is what you would call a tank and spank boss. Now, what that means is you kind of just tank it, the tank gets the aggro, and the DPS spank the crap out of the boss. Basically, you just tank it and spank it. It's pretty simple. There is one pretty big mechanic that you do have to pay attention for. When he does this kind of AoE attack, you're seeing it now. Typically you want to all gather in the same area. Typically, when he starts to do his missile salvo, he has some sort of audio prompt. I forget which one it is, but everyone will want to gather underneath the boss for AoE healing. Most people will typically do that. It's not super important, especially since this is story mode. Now you'll see here that we killed that boss pretty quickly. Eternity Vault, like I said, is a pretty easy operation, especially in story mode. You'll just see that at the end of that fight, we had those red circles under our feet. Like in all operations, you do want to watch your feet. Make sure that you're not standing on top of any AoE or anything like that. And so what's going on now is that Eternity Vault has a bunch of trash mobs between boss fight 1 and 2, but there is a pretty big skip that you can do with a stealther. It is usually referred to as Uber, because a stealther can skip all of the trash by kind of running off a cliff and making a parkour jump. So that's what I'm waiting for right now. As soon as he gets over to the next boss, we can all take a speeder to the next boss. So right here, my entire raid group starts dying. We're all kind of just sat here waiting for Uber. I will say that first boss, Annihilation Droid XRR3, you kind of don't really need to know anything for that one. Like I said, kind of just group up when you notice that you're taking a lot of damage, when there are missiles flying everywhere. You'll get knocked back every now and then. If you're ranged, you want to stay like maybe 20 meters from him. Not really a huge deal. The real operation kind of starts once you get to our next boss. Alright, and so we finally get our Uber, which means we are headed to our second boss, and this is Gharj. This is one of my favorite fights in the game. It's extremely fun. So basically, this big rock guy, you see, we're on a platform. This is a huge, gigantic game of the floor is lava. It's very fun. So what the tank is going to do, he's going to try and pull Gharj to the edge so that when he does this knockback attack that he has an attack where he'll jump up and he'll kind of knock everyone back. Not everyone gets flung into the lava because the lava does hurt. Now, the big mechanic with this one, as you can see here, you have to pay attention because he's going to drop some rocks and you're going to have to move platform to platform because that other platform that we were just standing on 20 seconds ago, that platform's gonna go away, and then you're stuck in the lava, and there's nothing I can do. Not even the #1 Merc Healer in NA can help you. Actually, that's a lie. I've saved people before, but that's not the point. The point is, you gotta pay attention. See, the rocks are coming down now, and so I'm gonna start running over and hoping that my team is gonna notice. You'll see that some ads spawned. For the most part, you're gonna ignore ads. The ads will also die in the lava. And then when you move platforms, if any of them do happen to survive, you can always just take them out. Other than that, there's not really too much to note about Gharj. Really just the whole platforms thing is a pretty big deal. It's really important to try and hit the parkour, you know, especially when you have one healer, you know, the less damage you're taking to fire, the better. See, he just did his whole knockback thing. We're gonna go ahead and head over to this platform. This is probably the last one. Yeah, that's what I thought. The thing about Gharj is that his platform can be a little bit buggy, especially if you either kill him too fast or you kill him too close to when he's dropping platforms. See, like, our whole team's kind of just stuck on what to do, how to loot him in the middle of the lava. I'm pretty sure like 2 of us died here. But that's Gharj. That's a really fun fight. Just watch your feet. Alright, and what I'm going to talk about next is this kind of trash path. You go through a cave after Gharj, and so here is the other side of the cave. Well, I'm showing you this because some people, especially if you haven't done an operation, get a little bit lost, especially groups do sometimes tend to leave people behind. So we're going to kill that first group of cats, and then we're going to come kill the second group of cats by this ravine here. So we're not going to take the path all the way around. We're going to kind of cut through here. We're just killing the cats, killing the trash here. We're going to take a little shortcut over this lava ravine, lava lake looking thing. And now the next boss fight is a puzzle. Except it is arguably the easiest puzzle in the game. So what you do here, there are 2 pylons. There's a northern and a southern. 9 times out of 10, or actually 99 times out of 100, what your group will do is they will split by frame. So if you see my operations frames over on the left of my screen, you'll see that I'm on the left side. I'm on the very bottom left. So if you are on the left, you're typically going to go to the northern, which is the one that we're at right now. You can see it on the map on the bottom right. And then if you would be on the right side of the frames, you would go down to the southern. The whole thing with this puzzle is basically you are going to click on the terminals. You see that there are symbols in the middle of this pylon cylinder looking thing. You're trying to just get them to match. So the strategy for that is you just click the left console until the symbol in the middle matches the symbols on the outside. You confirm it, it locks it in, and then you move on to the next rung in the little cylinder tower thingy. Back in the day, you did kind of have to know how to solve it. I used to know how to solve this. I don't anymore because it's become so obsolete. You don't really need to know the actual way to solve it. You can kind of just spam left. Most people just click left until they get it. It is a time challenge, which is why you used to have to know. There's also just not a whole lot going on. It spawns some ads every now and then. It's not really all that difficult. In fact, it's not even that difficult in hard mode either. It's a pretty chill puzzle. You know, you can do it once, you'll know how to do it forever. Puzzle is a strong word for what this is, but we're just waiting on the other side to finish up their side. That's literally all it took. All you do is you press left until it matches, then press the confirm button, then press left some more. That's all. It's pretty self-explanatory, and there you go. There is the third boss fight, and we just got 2 more to go. Now, this one is one of my favorites as well. it just has some pretty fun fights going on. And so what this is this is a 1v1. So it's really important that you don't have any buffs or healing from anybody, because no one is allowed to hit you or hit your person or help you. So each player gets an individual boss, usually so they all are different, like they're all different types. So tanks are going to take juggernauts, DPS are going to take marauders, and healers should take assassins for the most part. And that's just because it's a difference in health. As you can see, it's a 1v1, just going to kill my guy. The really important thing about this is that you don't hit anyone else's guy. All right, this is your buddy and no one else's buddy. There is a caveat to that where you can hit them one time, but as you can see here, someone has been attacking this person's boss, which means you can see that they're taking like no damage at all. Like at all. And so I've had us wipe on this a few times, even just from like a hatred assassin, like the AoE dots, the dots spreading. You may not think that you're hitting somebody, but you just really have to be conscientious of what abilities you're using, not using any AoEs. You can actually do one attack on someone else's boss without it doing this. You get one freebie. However, it can't be like a dot or anything like that. So you kind of, you just pick a simple one. A missile's a good one. Like nothing that's like damage over time. But that's that fight. It's not too hard. Just pick your guy and kill him. And then this is SOOO. This is my favorite fight in the game. And this is the end of the operation. See, it's really not too difficult. This fight, however, it does take a little bit of coordination, and so what you need to do is you need to watch your feet. That's a big thing with this operation. You need to watch your feet. So SOOO, he's going to have a shield that appears around him, and you are going to want to sprint back to the west platform where you started. So you see, he's got a shield. You want to go back to your group on that west platform, because the platforms are going to fall out. They're all going to fall. If you're standing in the wrong spot, you're going to plummet all the way to the bottom, and you're not going to have a good time. You're going to be dead. And that's not fun for anybody, especially not you. So you're going to stay here. You're going to get heals. This part, you want to stick with your group. Some groups will decide that they're just going to go a different route. But this is the pretty typical route that you're going to take down. You're getting down to the second platform. There are 3 layers. You're going down to second layer right now. You want to make sure that you are giving your healers enough time to heal you. Taking adequate pauses. You do have to make sure that you get down fast enough, because if you don't get down fast enough, these little platforms that we're walking on are going to fall out also. So it is kind of a time game, but you do have to stick with your group. That is the big thing with this. It's not all that difficult. You kind of just have to pay attention to what's going on in the fight and where your group mates are. But I think that's why it's one of the really good ones for learning how to raid, because that is a big theme when it comes to raiding itself, is you do have to be conscious of where you are, where you're standing, where your teammates are standing, what's going on, what's about to happen. It's just really good for getting you prepared for those more difficult fights, I would say. And you know, just teamwork, coordination, patience. So right now I'm just healing everybody back up. If you have heals, if you have like a healing ability, if you're a sorcerer or a mercenary or anybody like that, it's always super helpful if you can heal yourself during this time where you're taking a whole lot of fall damage. Usually in story mode, you'll have 1 healer. Usually trade your second healer for a DPS so that you can do it faster. Most story modes, except for like R4 probably, can be solo healed. And so we're kind of just repeating this phase again. The only difference between layer 1 and layer 2 that you're seeing right now is that there's going to be ball lightning. Ball lightning is kind of just like an AoE damage when it hits you. It's not too big of a deal, don't worry about it. And then also mine traps. people get trapped in a mine trap, just kill it, and then they'll get released. As you can see, one of our group members died. So definitely just watch your feet. Took the express elevator down. Bad luck. But we're just waiting, healing up. So that was phase 2. Now we're going to go all the way down to the 3rd layer, which is phase 3. There's not really all that much of a difference in this run. I'm just going to let you see it so that you can get used to it. You know what to expect. It's the exact same route from the first phase. That never really changes. All we're going to be doing is we're going to be healing up and getting ready for the final phase where we kill SOOO. As you can see, I'm just healing. I'm healing. The tough thing about this fight is that I can't really revive anybody who dies. If you die, like, to SOOO during a fight, that's one thing. But if you die from, like, fall damage, it's pretty hard to revive you because there's just so many places where you can fall, and it's very glitchy. It's very glitchy to get revived, even not in combat. Depending on where you fall. Normally people do have to exit the phase and come back in to get their loot after the fact. But as you can see, we're just healing up now. Now on this last phase, the only difference between phases 2 and 3 is you have the ball lightning and you have the mine traps again. You can see the person up there just got mine trapped and they're attacking the mine trap. The big thing about this is SOOO's gonna have his shield, and the tank has to lead SOOO into this blue AoE thing. A rock's gonna fall on him and break his shield. Then you can damage SOOO. Before you couldn't damage him, now you can. So I'm gonna DPS, I think. Yeah, there we go. And we ended up getting him before he recovered and put his shield back on, thankfully. 9 times out of 10 you can, but it just depends on how your DPS is looking. But that's SOOO. Super fun fight. But guys, that is Eternity Vault. That is all that there is to it. It's really not that difficult. People make operations out to seem so scary and hard. They're really not. But what helps me learn how to do things is doing them. And what helps me do them for the first time is seeing them and not just hearing about them or reading about them. So let me know if you guys like this format for operations guides, or if I should try something else and kind of do more of a live breakdown, show more visuals. I don't really know. I'm so open to taking suggestions down in the comments below. I also have a Discord server. I'm gonna link it down in the description. Feel free to drop any suggestions, not only for how you would like me to do these kinds of videos, but also what other kinds of videos you would like to see. We also do a lot of talking and a lot of hanging out in the Discord. Please come on by. It's a great time. I am also almost at 500 followers on Twitch. That's crazy. You guys are insane, and I just cannot thank you enough. I feel like I'm thanking you guys for something in every single video, but that's because I have so much to be thankful for. You guys are the sickest, the illest, and this is just the best community of all time. So please, please, please go check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/ZaneAllenTV. I stream a lot. I stream a whole bunch of Star Wars: The Old Republic. I stream a whole bunch of operations, a whole bunch of PvP. It's always a good time. But guys, please, please, please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment below if you like my content. Let me know what you would like to see from me. Just remember that you're beautiful, you're loved, you're worth it. Be nice to somebody today. My name is Zane. Tell somebody you love them. Bye.